Hey guys, it's Jen Blood. It is Mutt-tastic Monday for April 23rd, 2018. And I have Margie here. Margie has had a harrowing day. She woke me, or she was scratching and shaking her head a lot last night in the night, which is rare for her. She usually, I check her ears pretty regularly and they're usually pretty clean. But last night she was having a lot of problems, so I ended up getting up with her at 2:30. Circles under my eyes. See those? Yeah. So I got up at 2:30 and took her downstairs and just did like a clean wipe to see. And it looked a little bit irritated, but I couldn't see a lot because it was dark and I was tired and it was the middle of the night. So anyway, I set up a bed in my office so that we could stay there overnight, so that she could sleep with me and Ben, poor long-suffering Ben, wouldn't have to be awake when he had to get up for work in the morning. So anyway, so we settled that way. And then this morning I got up and I made an appointment for her at the vet, or actually she already had an appointment to get her follow-up Lyme vaccine. And I took her and they took an ear smear and asked if I could come back at 2 so that the vet could see her and they could have a chance to actually look at the smear. Anyway, long story short, 2 o'clock came, I went there, the vet came and looked, and I found a leech in her ear, which is disgusting, and not at all comfortable for her. So she's on antibiotics, and she's got an ointment that I need to put in her ears a couple of times a day. And, yeah, let that be a lesson to you. Don't let your dog swim. That's a terrible lesson. You should definitely let your dog swim. Dogs love to swim. You should check their ears, though, and you should be aware of the places where they are swimming. We were at the Bath Dog Park. I was not thinking that we were going to swim that day, and Margie had other ideas. And soon she was in the water, and then she was rolling around in the marsh, which I think is ultimately what was her undoing. So now here we are. And she's very conked out, which she's always conked out during these things, so you probably think that she's just a chill dog. But she's really not. She's kind of nonstop most of the time. It just happens that 4 o'clock seems to be her time to chill. So that is the update for Miss Margie. Right, Miss Marge? Who is, yeah, not feeling great. And in other news, I know I've been touting this as an opportunity or an exciting week where things were going to be happening. I wasn't exactly sure what all of those things were going to be, but this week really the only one this week is actually the announcement, which is actually really exciting. I'm very excited about it. The announcement of the official Flint Canine cover model photo search. Yeah, something like that. Long story short, in general, I am doing a search for the right. You want to get down? Okay, let's get you down. There you go, sweetie. I'm doing a search for the cover model for the 3rd book in the Jamie Flint Canine series. And if you don't know me, if you just came to this because you saw the thing about the cover model photo contest, then my name is Jen Blood. I am the author of the best-selling Aaron Solomon Mysteries and the best-selling Flint Canine Search and Rescue Mysteries. The Flint Canine Search and Rescue Mysteries revolve around Jamie Flint, who is the leader of an organization where she trains search and rescue dogs that she has pulled from high kill shelters around the country and the world, actually. So, and this is actually based on the Search Dog Foundation in California, which is what they do. And I've done a couple of articles. I did one article on them for Bark magazine recently, and I'm quite obsessed with the organization and what they do. And Jamie's mission, or the Flint Canine mission, is loosely based on that. So, in the third book in the Flint Canine Search and Rescue series, there is an animal hoarder in Mid-Coast, Maine, who is found dead the night before the police and animal rescue organizations are scheduled to come in and remove the animals from the premises. And the woman's autistic son has also gone missing and is a suspect in the crime, and so there's a lot having to do with him. But one of the dogs that is in the situation is a dog named Reaver. If you guys if any of you are familiar with Firefly, you'll know that Reavers are not great. And the woman in this, who is the victim of the crime, named the dog Reaver because she thought he was kind of beyond salvation and a horrible beast after she had initially saved him, thinking that she could do something with him. So the dog that I am looking for the cover of this book is the cover model who will be ultimately depicted as Reaver. He is a pit bull or a pit bull mix who Nancy, who's the victim, had pulled from a dog fighting ring down south, thinking that she was rescuing him. But as unfortunately can be the case with animal hoarders, they bite off more than they can chew. And this is exactly what Nancy has done. And kind of circumstances and her own mental health have gotten in the way of her ability to actually do what she planned to do. Consequently, Reaver has been chained in the yard, terrorizing everyone and everything for 6 months. So that is Reaver in a nutshell. So he was originally from a dog fighting ring. He was not actually a dog who was one of the fighters. He was one of the bait dogs. And Nancy took him when he was only 3 months old. So when the novel begins, he is 9 or 10 months old. He can be a mixed breed as long as the pit bull is obvious in his appearance. Can be any color. Just needs to be male and ideally young. And the most important thing is that he can't be a mean-looking dog. That's really important, just because there are so many negative connotations with pit bulls in the media, and I definitely don't want to contribute to that even though the dog ultimately turns out to be a dog that Jamie and her son Bear work with a lot, and isn't necessarily beyond salvation as he is originally thought to be. I don't want that to be the way that he appears on the cover. So he can be a serious looking dog. He can't be a frightening looking dog. He can even look sort of hang dog. You know how pit bulls can look like they just have that look like the worst things in the world have just happened to them? Ideally, they haven't. Sometimes they've had challenges, though. But they have that really sad look sometimes. So there can be that kind of thing in there. I just don't want there to be something where someone can pick up the cover and say, oh my God, there's a terrifying pit bull in this book. That's not what we're going for. So I'm going to include a link to the contest in the final description for this video. The contest is live now, which means that you can submit now, anytime is fine. And I will be, people will be able to judge the photos, and the top 5 based on votes will then go to, they'll be the finalists, and then they'll go to a jury of 3 people, including me, since it's my book, and so I need to have final say on the cover. And we will decide from there who the big winner is. And the grand prize for that is $100 that will go to the animal rescue of your choice, which I think is cool. So, so not only do you get to have your dog on the cover of this book, but you also get to help out a cause that I'm sure means something to you. So that's the gist of the whole thing. So the contest is live now. I'm going to include a link so that you can get there to submit your photos or to vote as photos are submitted. The photo does need to be high resolution, or if not, the one on Facebook for the contest doesn't necessarily have to be high resolution, but you need to have a high resolution copy of it that you can submit directly to me if you are the winner. That needs to be 300 DPI or larger, ideally, and you need to either own the copyright yourself or be able to get the copyright and be willing to sign it over, because it's going to be on the cover of the book. So it's going to be used for promotional purposes and for mass production and sale, obviously, since it's the cover of a book. So all of those things. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm tweaking a couple of things, so there are going to be some other aspects to it, so that if you don't have, so that there are going to be other categories. If you don't necessarily have the photo or the dog that you think is great, then there are going to be some runners up, and some different categories and things. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, actually. And I will include I'll include the deadlines for photo submissions and the deadlines for voting and all of that stuff in the description, as well as here. But it begins, as I said, began this morning. It's going to run until May 21st. Yeah, until May 21st, I'll be taking entries. And then after, that's 1 month that we'll be taking entries, and then there'll be a couple of weeks where we're just going to be doing voting, and the grand prize winner will be announced, and we will be doing a special Mutt-tastic Monday that day. That will be June 4th, and yeah, so we can do all of that. And Leslie says, wish you knew someone had a pit bull that you could take a photo from. I hear you. I'm thinking about having another aspect of the contest where it's not just pit bulls, just so that we can have something that other people who may not have a pit bull can participate in. And like I said, there'll be other prizes that people can win, and I think that will be a lot of fun. And just make it, I'm going to post an event shortly, a Facebook event, and we'll make a big deal out of it for that June 4th extravaganza. So yeah, So let me think about it a little bit, and I will amend things in the next few days to let everybody know about any changes that I've made. But the grand prize for the $100 to the animal rescue of your choice at this point is the pit bull photo. So that will be the big prize, and then we'll have other ones along the way, including Flint Canine dog biscuits and Flint Canine stickers and all kinds of other gear that I'm working on right now, and I'm very excited about having. So this series, or this third book that I'm working on, I'm so excited about this one. The second book in the series was really hard for me to write for, I mean, there were a bunch of things happening anyway. It was just kind of a crazy time in life. We'd moved into a new house and we had the puppy and everything was nuts, and trying to carve out writing time was weird. But at the same time, there was the premise of the second book, Inside the Echo, is about domestic violence. It's a heavy topic, and there were also, the characters were kind of going through transition in that second book, so I'm trying not to do spoilers. But certainly Jack Juarez was going through some transitions, trying to figure out where he fit into Flint Canine and that kind of thing. So I wanted to, and so I knew I had to deal with that. I knew that all of those things were questions that needed to be answered. And I think that they worked well for that book, but it kind of weighed things down a little bit. So for this third book, even though it's certainly a weighty subject, animal hoarding is not a light topic by any means, but it's one that I'm really passionate about. I have some personal experience with that I will share over the course of the next couple of months as we're leading up to getting that book out there. And so I feel very passionately about it. I know a lot about the subject already. And that, combined with the fact that I feel like Jack has a whole new kind of lease on life and a clear idea of where he is with things. So it's a lot easier to write him. I actually love where he is right now in his character arc. It feels spot on for him. So he's been a blast to write. There's some cool dynamics between Jack and Jamie's son Bear in this one, and then just the kind of the ongoing discovery of who Jamie is and how cool she is and all that she does. So all that to say, I'm super excited about this book. I'm super excited about the contest, which, if you're joining me late, again, is just we're going to do a cover model contest, cover model photo contest. The grand prize wins $100 for the animal rescue of your choice. We are looking for a pit bull or pit bull mix, male, young, not mean looking. It's key. And ideally one that we'll be able to work with on this cover. And the winner will be selected from 5 finalists that are chosen based on the number of votes that they receive. So I'm going to post the link in the description here, and then I will add other categories and other basic ideas, and I will be putting together a video montage of all of the entries, which I think is super fun, and I'll add that here on Facebook, and I'll add it to YouTube just so that people can see all of the dogs in their glory, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this whole thing. And as far as the rest of Mutt-tastic Mondays go, I'm actually having a really good time with this. I hope that you guys are as well. And if you have ideas for things that you would like me to talk about or people you would like me to interview here, then definitely let me know. You can comment here, or you can comment other places on the author page wall, or you can message me or whatever. But just let me know if you'd love to have a day where we actually talk to a trainer, which I'm planning on doing, and I just haven't been able to nail down a date yet for the trainers that I have in mind. Then we can definitely do that, and I'll let people know beforehand so that they can submit questions if they have them, and we can kind of pick the brain. I always hate that euphemism. It always seems really gross. But anyway, we're going to do it. We have to do it. We will pick the brain of the trainer, whoever it happens to be. On May 7th, I am very excited to be interviewing Kate Flora, the main mystery and true crime author who has written award-winning true crime books about, and a couple of them deal with canine search and rescue. And so she's a great resource. That, again, that will be the May 7th Mutt-tastic Monday. So that's a couple of weeks from now. Wow, I can't believe it's May already. It's very exciting. It's like it's sunny and there's flowers out there now. I'm very pleased. So we'll have her. She'll be here in a couple of weeks. And I'm working on being a little bit more refined with my Mutt-tastic Mondays, so it doesn't seem like I'm just rambling incoherently, which hopefully it doesn't seem like I'm doing anyway, but sometimes it feels to me like I'm just rambling incoherently and people are just a little afraid. Or, you know, hopefully at least moderately amused then. But, yeah, so working on just kind of tweaking things. But I have to say, I still really am enjoying doing this. So I hope that you guys are also enjoying the process. Leslie says there's snow. Where are you, Leslie? You still have snow? That's terrible. We don't actually have snow here. We just got rid of the last crusty piles of it. And now we've got green grass, we've got flowers, and yesterday was gorgeous, today was even better, and I think it's supposed to be in the high 50s and 60s for most of this week, which feels incredible. So, yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. But anyway, I think that I am going to wrap up for now for this Mutt-tastic Monday, unless anybody has any additional questions or comments. And next week is the end of April, beginning of May, something like that. So we will actually, yeah, actually, I think that next week we're going to be doing more let's do rescue stories next week. So if you have a rescue story of this is open to actually cats or dogs or anything else that you've rescued. If you rescued an emu or a crocodile or a ring-tailed lemur, I'd love to hear the story and kind of share our rescue stories. I'll tell you a couple of my favorite rescue experiences, because I've had a few harrowing rescue experiences at this point. So I will tell you about them, and I will share some photos, and you guys should have photos. I mean, you don't have to, But if you want to share photos, then you should have some along, and we will. And I think, and next week, let's do something where we also have some prizes to give away. So I will have the bookmarks that I thought I was going to have this week. I don't have yet, but I will have them next week. So I have the new Inside the Echo bookmarks next week, and the Darkest Thread bookmarks. I'll have all of that stuff. And I have Flint Canine biscuits that I can give away as well. And yeah, so let's just do something. It's either the end of April or the beginning of May next Monday. I'm really bad at figuring that out. It must be the end of April next Monday. Yeah, 23rd, 30. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, there's a frightening peek into my brain and my brain processes. But that's it. That's all I've got for today. I will grab Margie so that she can say goodbye in her woeful little way with her leechy ear. Hey, babies. Oh, I'm going to wake you up again. Poor puppy. Oh, poor puppy. She's getting so big. Okay. You going to say goodbye? Yeah, all right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and I will see you. Yeah, Kate, you're just in time for the sign-off. Sorry. But I will be back next week, and remember, bring your rescue stories of whatever animal you happen to have rescued in your life, and some pictures, and I will do the same, and that will be next Monday. And I will see you guys then. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys.